The moment I stepped into the Bvlgari Hotel holding the bouquet of flowers, the room erupted in laughter. Isabelle's voice, dripping with amusement, cut through the noise. "See, ladies? I won the bet again." She paused for effect, scanning the faces of her friends. "This marks the 99th time I've turned down Leo's proposal." It was all part of her game, a long-standing bet that I would propose to her 100 times without ever giving up. Her circle of friends called me a pathetic doormat, a man who had sacrificed all his dignity for her. But this time, they were wrong. Today was not about Isabelle. Today, I was here to propose to the daughter of the city's wealthiest man. A staff member led me to Suite 666. The second I pushed the door open, I was met with a wave of derisive laughter. "Isabelle, you've got to admit," the man's persistent. 99 proposals, can you believe it? Persistent is one word for it. Pathetic is another. He's like your own personal puppy. Isabelle sat languidly on the sofa, soaking in the flattery from her friends. I stood frozen at the doorway, clutching a large bouquet of champagne-colored roses, the laughter washing over me. After letting the moment hang in the air, Isabelle finally spoke, her tone playful and condescending. "Leo, you're always so obedient. Just remember, for the 100th proposal, make sure the flowers are red." She turned to her friends, a triumphant smirk on her face. "See, ladies? I won again. I told you a loyal lapdog like Leo would never give up." One of her friends chimed in, lavishing her with praise about her stunning looks and the endless line of men who adored her. She then shot me a look of pure disdain. "Come on, Leo. Give us a break and let us win a bet for once. Did you honestly think someone like Isabelle would ever actually fall for a loser like you?" My hands tightened into fists, my nails digging so deep into my palms that they nearly drew blood. The fact that I was her personal doormat was her favorite party trick, the story she told to impress her friends. She savored the power trip, the thrill of rejecting me time and time again. But Isabelle, even a doormat can learn to stand up. Clutching the flowers, I turned to leave, but she was instantly on her feet, blocking my path. "Leo, what's this attitude? Are you seriously throwing a tantrum just because I said a few things about you? Grow up." Her brow furrowed with annoyance. "You're mistaken, Isabelle," I said, my voice steady. "Today, I'm proposing to my girlfriend." It was true. In the suite next door, Chloe was waiting for me. Ha ha ha. The room filled with another round of roaring laughter, as if I had just told the most ridiculous joke in the world. "Leo, is this your new strategy? A little reverse psychology to try and trick me into accepting?" Isabelle scoffed. "Seriously, what woman would even look at you? You have this perpetually defeated look about you. It's not an attractive quality." She rolled her eyes and turned back to her friends, dismissing me completely. Another girl added, "Isabelle, I bet he's just jealous because you've been spending time with Alex. He's trying to make you angry." Alex, the handsome, popular athlete. Ever since the university sports festival, Isabelle had been relentlessly pursuing him. She always said that only a man like Alex was worthy of being seen with her. As for me, I was just a bookish nerd who was good at studying. "Hey, Isabelle, let's make another bet," one of her friends proposed. "If Leo really does propose to you 100 times, you have to let me have a shot with Alex." At the mention of her friend going after her prize, Isabelle's expression soured instantly. "No way. Alex is mine. I'm not sharing him with any of you," she snapped. "I guess it's true what they say. You really do have to watch out for your so-called friends. Alex is the man I cherish most. No one is allowed to touch him. Alex was her treasure, a line that could not be crossed. Me, on the other hand, I could be toyed with and humiliated endlessly. In her eyes, I was nothing more than a tool for her ego, a plaything she could abuse at will. The twisted part was, this was all based on a promise she once made. We had grown up together, two childhood friends, and it was she who had told me, "Leo, if you show me how sincere you are, then I'll agree to marry you." It was her veiled suggestion that led to the 98 proposals that followed. But then, she had thrown my sincerity back in my face. "Leo, this is just emotional blackmail," she'd said. "I have the right to pursue real love." The moment I understood that my love meant less than dirt to her was the moment I finally let go. Today, holding this bouquet with a hopeful heart, was for Chloe. "Isabelle, get out of my way," I said, my voice firm. "I told you, I'm proposing to my girlfriend today." She stood her ground, blocking the door, her words turning sharp and insulting. "Leo, even if you ask, no woman in her right mind would ever say yes to you. Look at you. You reek of desperation. Any girl who isn't blind would run in the other direction." The jeers and laughter continued around me. Finally, I'd had enough. Isabelle, not every woman plays with people's feelings the way you do. I warned. My girlfriend is a good person. She's nothing like you. My word struck a nerve. Her pride wounded, Isabelle flung the door open. Fine, she spat. Let's go, girls. Let's all go watch Leo's little proposal party. Let's see if anyone actually wants a man who's been rejected 99 times. With a procession of mocking faces following me, I walked out. But I felt no fear. I straightened my suit and opened the door to the adjacent suite. The moment I stepped inside, I was wrapped in a warm, enthusiastic hug from Chloe. The room was filled with our closest friends and family, their smiling faces giving me a profound sense of validation and security. Chloe, I began, my voice filled with emotion. I hope you'll accept my proposal. Let's build a life together, just the two of us, forever. I dropped to one knee and slid the custom-made ring onto her finger. Amid the cheers and applause of our friends, we embraced, holding each other tightly. Through the open door, Isabelle saw it all. Her face turned pale, and she trembled with rage. Just as she was about to storm into the room, her friends wisely pulled her away. After the party ended and our families had left, I checked my phone and found a barrage of messages. They were all from Isabelle. Leo, I know today was just an act. If you come and apologize to me tonight, I'll forgive you. I couldn't help but let out a cold laugh. She still saw herself as a princess on a pedestal. Isabelle, Chloe and I are getting married, I typed back. She responded with a mocking emoji. Taking the act a little too far, don't you think? You really think Chloe will go along with this? Be smart and apologize, and I'll pretend this never happened. I turned off my phone, refusing to engage any further. Just then, Chloe came and stood beside me. Leo, are you sure you don't regret this? Marrying me. I looked at her, my gaze unwavering. I have no regrets. My mind drifted back to the day I first met Chloe. Isabelle had been driving her new car with Alex in the passenger seat, and she had insisted I come along, forcing me to watch them flirt. At a stoplight, she was so busy being affectionate with Alex that she crashed the car into a utility pole. Alex got away with a minor scrape, but a heavy object in the back seat had been thrown forward, crushing my foot. Seeing her beloved Alex was hurt, Isabelle immediately pulled him from the car to rush him to the hospital. Before she left, she locked the doors from the outside. Leo, Alex is hurt badly. I have to get him to a doctor, she had said through the window. You stay here and watch the car. Make sure nothing gets stolen. I was left alone, trapped and injured, calling for help. That day, Chloe was on her way to a blind date her family had arranged. She saw me trapped in the wrecked car. It was she who broke the window, pulled me out, and took me to the hospital. She stayed with me until I recovered, a ray of sunshine warming my life. It was the first time I felt that I, too, was worthy of being cared for. During my hospital stay, Isabelle did nothing but complain. You ruined my brand new car? So your foot got a little banged up, big deal. Alex was actually bleeding. What she never knew was that the injury was so severe I had almost lost my foot due to poor circulation. If Chloe hadn't shown up when she did, I might have faced amputation. When Chloe learned about my history with Isabelle, she didn't mock me like everyone else. Instead, she offered a solution. We would enter a pretend marriage. It would satisfy her family's demands for her to settle down, and it would give me a way to finally close the chapter with Isabelle. Thinking of this, I looked at Chloe again and said, Chloe, don't worry. Regardless of why we're getting married, I promise I will be faithful to you for the rest of my life. After the proposal party, Chloe and I agreed to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau the next day to register our marriage. Sometimes I truly felt like my life was a drama I couldn't escape. Just as Chloe and I met in front of the bureau, we ran into Isabelle and Alex. We had just started up the steps when Isabelle's mocking voice called out from behind us. Leo, you're really committing to this, aren't you? All to make me angry. She looked me up and down. How did you even convince this woman to fake a marriage with you? If you're going to put on a show, at least make it convincing. What kind of couple doesn't even hold hands? I flinched, terrified she would see through our arrangement. I quickly took Chloe's hand and started pulling her towards the entrance. Isabelle, today is the day Chloe and I are getting registered. I don't want to ruin it by fighting with you. She stepped in front of us, blocking our way, and gave Chloe a thorough, dismissive inspection. Chloe, however, was wearing a mask and sunglasses, so Isabelle couldn't see her face clearly. You're not bad looking, I guess, Isabelle said to Chloe. A far cry from me, of course, but still. What do you see in Leo? You know he used to be my personal puppy, right? Proposed to me 99 times, and I rejected him every single time. She gloated about her conquests, then cast a loving glance at Alex. Seeing her put on this deceptively sweet act made my blood boil. Before I could say anything, Chloe stepped in front of me. Isabelle, Leo is about to become my husband. The past is the past. He isn't a puppy. He's a man with a sincere heart. Chloe leaned against me, and even though I knew it was part of our act, her support gave me an immense sense of security. Seeing the look of defeat on Isabelle's face was incredibly satisfying. Isabelle, please stop harassing us, I said, pulling Chloe toward the building again. Isabelle let out a sharp laugh. Leo, if you're going to act, you have to go all the way. Why are you still wearing the pendant I gave you around your neck? I looked down at the chain hidden beneath my shirt, and a small smile touched my lips. See, Chloe, Isabelle said triumphantly. That was a birthday gift for me. The fact that he's wearing it on the day he's supposedly marrying you proves that I'm the one he still loves. Isabelle was so confident, so certain I was still in love with her. It was the biggest joke of all. You're too full of yourself, Isabelle, I said, pulling the pendant out from under my shirt for her to see. This is a matching necklace Chloe and I have. It was a set of couples pendants. From the day Chloe and I had started pretending to be a couple, she had helped me replace everything that reminded me of my past with Isabelle. I turned my attention to Alex. You might want to pay more attention to your own girlfriend, Alex. It seems all her focus is still on me. Alex's brow furrowed at my words. Isabelle rushed to explain. Alex, honey, don't listen to him. He's just trying to cause trouble between us. You know you're the only one I love. She clung to his arm, playing the victim, as I led Chloe into the Civil Affairs Bureau. When we came out, our documents in hand, Isabelle was still waiting outside. Leo, let me see your marriage certificates. I don't believe you'd actually go through with this charade, she demanded. Did you really stop loving me in just a few days? She lunged forward to search my pockets. I instinctively tensed up, shielding them. Before she could touch me, Chloe pushed her back forcefully. Haven't you caused enough trouble, Isabelle? Are you, the ex-girlfriend, still obsessed with my husband? Chloe's voice was sharp. She then turned to Alex. Are you really going to let her openly humiliate you like this? Alex's face was dark with anger. Isabelle, sensing she had pushed him too far, backed down and returned to his side. Fine, Leo. We'll see how long you and this Chloe woman last. Isabelle shouted as they left. I felt the marriage certificates in my pocket, the ones without the final, official stamp, and breathed a quiet sigh of relief. Just as the official was about to stamp the papers, I had stopped them. Chloe was only doing this to help me. What if she changed her mind and I had trapped her in a real marriage? After the drama at the bureau, my life settled into a brief period of peace. Our parents met, and the wedding was set for the 6th of next month. Chloe's parents were kind and sophisticated, and my own parents adored her. Both families were happy with the union, and the fact that our marriage started as a pretense no longer seemed to matter. 3 days before the wedding, Isabelle cornered me outside my office building. Leo, are you really going to marry that woman? All those times you said you loved me, was it all a lie? I had no energy left for her arguments. I pulled my arm away from her grasp. You received the invitation, didn't you? What more proof do you need? I had made a point of having an invitation delivered to her personally. I knew that, for one reason or another, she wouldn't be able to resist coming. Leo, you're just trying to provoke me, aren't you? She insisted. Your goal is to make me leave Alex and accept you. I see through your little games. You can stop the performance now. She was truly delusional. The invitations had gone out to all our friends and family. How could she possibly think this was all a joke? Isabelle, stop this nonsense. There's a limit to what any person can give. And she was right. I couldn't spend my entire life giving without receiving anything in return. Isabelle, you never once saw my heart. I remembered my birthday not long ago. I had begged her to come to my dinner party, and she finally agreed, only to show up with Alex. Almost everyone who knew me was aware that I have a severe mango allergy. There wasn't a trace of mango anywhere at the party. Yet, Isabelle brought a mango cake as my birthday gift. Alex and I made this ourselves, she had announced. If you don't eat it, you'll be disrespecting both of us. At that time, all I heard was that she had made it herself. I ignored the consequences and ate more than half the cake. The result was a week-long hospital stay due to the allergic reaction. I later found out she had brought the mango cake on purpose. It was all because Alex had casually remarked, I'm curious what a severe allergic reaction looks like. Her friends had even made bets on whether I would eat the cake that could send me to the emergency room. Unfortunately for them, I kept proving their predictions wrong, time and time again. The memory made my fist clench so hard my knuckles cracked. Isabelle, I said, my voice cold. I look forward to seeing you at the wedding on the 6th. I walked away, leaving her to her pointless theatrics. The wedding day arrived. As the ceremony began, just as Chloe was supposed to walk down the aisle in her wedding dress, Isabelle appeared instead. She was wearing a dazzling, brightly colored gown, completely stealing the spotlight. For a moment, some guests actually thought she was the bride. Isabelle, what in the world are you doing? This is my wedding with Chloe. My expression darkened as I saw the smug look on her face. She was here to ruin everything. Leo, you're the one who said you loved me most, she declared for all to hear. That means I'm the only one who deserves to be your bride. Propose to me again, right here, in front of everyone. Maybe this time, I'll say yes. Even now, in this setting, she was using my past to mock me. I wonder if all these respected friends and family know that you used to be my pathetic little puppy, she sneered. If they saw how worthless and desperate you were, would they still let you marry Chloe? Her eyes scanned the faces of Chloe's relatives, and a sense of dread washed over me. Those were parts of my past I was deeply ashamed of, things I never wanted to face again. Ushers tried to intervene, seeing she was causing trouble, but she shoved them away violently. Get off me. I'm just here to give the bride a gift. With that, she rushed to the projector and plugged in a USB drive. A slideshow of nearly 200 slides filled the screen. Each section detailed one of my proposals. This pathetic simp, Leo, proposed to me 99 times. Her voice echoed through the hall. And I turned him down every single time. The screen displayed humiliating photos of me, dejected after each rejection, along with close-ups of her friends laughing at me. TSK. What kind of woman would want a man like this? A doormat who clearly has no self-respect. The old wounds, the ones I thought had scarred over, were torn open again. She was forcing me to relive a time when I had lived without dignity, like something that couldn't bear the light of day. I could hear the whispers rippling through the crowd and see the deep frowns on our parents' faces. Seeing she had achieved her desired effect, Isabelle held up a photograph. This photo was taken just 3 days before the wedding. This man was still trying to meet up with me. What a scumbag. If Chloe's family had looked disappointed before, their expressions now hardened into pure anger. My head spun. In that moment of stunned silence, Chloe walked in. Isabelle, stop this madness right now, she said, her voice calm but firm. The man I've chosen will be completely loyal to me. I trust him. The sight of her grounded me, my panic subsiding. She walked quickly to my side, took my arm, and whispered, It's okay, Leo. I'm right here with you. Chloe had a remarkable ability to calm me. No matter what chaos was unfolding, her presence made me feel steady. Isabelle, your claim about him meeting you 3 days ago is a complete lie, Chloe announced. The truth is, you shamelessly stalked him and cornered him outside his office. Chloe took out her phone and played a recording of my conversation with Isabelle that day. I had been on a call with Chloe at the time, and she had recorded the entire exchange. The audio clearly proved that Isabelle had been the one desperately clinging to me, not the other way around. This pathological liar has no place at my wedding. Please have her removed, Chloe said with authority. As the bride, her clarification was enough for most of the guests. But Isabelle wasn't satisfied with that result. Wait, she shouted. Even if I did run into him that day, how do you explain the 99 proposals? What's your excuse for that? She looked at us with a challenging stare, as if she could see right through me. Years of her condescension had taken their toll. Whenever she looked at me like that, my confidence would waver. Leo, don't be afraid. Chloe squeezed my arm. Just tell everyone the truth. Her touch brought me back. She was right. I wasn't the one at fault. Why should I continue to live in her shadow? Isabelle, I began, my voice growing stronger. You were the one who gave me hope again and again, only to toy with my emotions. I admit it, I did love you. But that doesn't give you the right to use it as a weapon to stab me. I looked toward Chloe. Being with Chloe has shown me that I am also worthy of being loved. Isabelle, you and we were a mistake from the very beginning. I walked over to the projector, pulled out her USB drive, and inserted one I had prepared. It was a surprise for Chloe, a video montage of our time together. It showed how much happiness she had brought into my life. The video was filled with frame after frame of our sweet moments together. It was proof that my heart could beat for someone again. Even if our marriage had started as an act, finding a woman like Chloe was more than I could have ever hoped for. Isabelle, The person I love is Chloe. Please do not ruin my wedding. Isabelle stared in disbelief, ready to cause another scene. Just then, Alex walked in. I had secretly texted him to come. The person Isabelle cared about most was Alex, and I wanted him to see her for who she truly was. The drama would be far more interesting if he saw his own girlfriend trying to steal another woman's groom. Isabelle. Alex's voice was tight with fury. You told me you were done with Leo, that you couldn't stand him. What are you doing here, dressed like that? Anyone would think you were the bride. His eyes were practically shooting daggers at her. Isabelle, caught off guard, immediately scrambled to his side. Alex, don't misunderstand. I was just angry and wanted to teach Leo a lesson. I've only ever loved you. Hearing Isabelle's weak excuse, the crowd began to murmur, finally understanding that the entire fiasco was a one-woman show orchestrated by her. Now that the truth is out, I announced, our wedding has no place for either of you. Isabelle shot me a look of pure hatred, but before she could retaliate, Alex cut her off. What is wrong with you, Isabelle? Chasing after another man right in front of me. Terrified by his dark expression, Isabelle fell silent. Chloe and I readjusted our attire, ready to continue the ceremony. Her father came up from the audience to stand with us. Just as he was about to place Chloe's hand in mine, Isabelle rushed forward again, this time addressing Chloe's father. Mr. Harrison, aren't you a friend of my father's? I had no idea Chloe was your daughter, she exclaimed. This man is a spineless simp. You can't let Chloe marry him. The guests gasped. Did Isabelle truly not know who Chloe was? Having his daughter's wedding disrupted repeatedly had already put Mr. Harrison in a foul mood. But Isabelle, clueless as ever, misinterpreted his anger as being directed at me. In fact, Mr. Harrison, let's just call off the wedding. Everyone can go home. Chloe deserves someone so much better. Leo is a weak, worthless man. I can't imagine why Chloe would ever fall for him. Isabelle took it upon herself to start dismissing the guests. I saw Mr. Harrison's face darken, a storm brewing in his eyes. That's enough, Ms. Vance, he said, his voice dangerously low and full of authority. For the record, your father and I are merely acquaintances. Now, I must ask you to leave my daughter's wedding. His words were a command. Security guards immediately moved in to escort her out. How dare you touch me, she shrieked. Let go of me. Leo, Chloe, you're both faking this marriage. Just admit it. Her furious screams echoed down the hallway as she was dragged away. I noticed the veins bulging on Mr. Harrison's hand. The moment he had publicly declared that he and Isabelle's father were not close, he had effectively signed the death warrant for the Vance family's business. Without Isabelle's interruptions, my wedding to Chloe proceeded smoothly. Although Mr. Harrison had some reservations about me, he acknowledged my hard work and dedication, so he refrained from saying too much. Discovering that Chloe was the daughter of the wealthiest man in the city had made my heart skip a beat, but she never acted like a spoiled heiress. She was gentle and easygoing. With her support, I regained my professional confidence and became a much more cheerful person. After the wedding fiasco, Mr. Harrison took a special interest in the Vance family's business. I heard that when Isabelle got home that day, her father slapped her across the face. Her reckless behavior at my wedding had caused their company's stock to plummet. It was obvious who was behind it. Recently, a friend told me that Isabelle and Alex were getting married. They even booked the same venue where Chloe and I had our wedding and sent us a special invitation. Today, I received a text from an unknown number. It was Isabelle. Leo, Alex and I are getting married. We're in love. You, on the other hand, just married into a rich family to live off a woman. Chloe was standing right next to me when I read it. That's ridiculous, she said, shaking her head. Leo, you're a top graduate from a prestigious university, and you've created so much value for your company. Isabelle is just so shallow. I had self-studied business management from the London School of Economics after graduation, but Isabelle never paid attention to things like that. She preferred to use her family status to feel superior and was drawn to simple-minded, physically attractive guys like Alex who did little more than chase women. Chloe, if it weren't for your help, I wouldn't have been able to start over, I said sincerely. It was true. I was eternally grateful to her for helping me rediscover my hope for life. On the day of Isabelle's wedding, Chloe and I arrived dressed to the nines. By now, most people knew our identities, and we were constantly approached by guests wanting to network. I knew their real goal was to get an introduction to Chloe's father. Ms. Harrison, we should exchange contact information. We could get afternoon tea sometime. One of Isabelle's former friends gushed, now fawning over Chloe. This group of admirers surrounding Chloe made Isabelle's eyes burn with jealousy. Chloe, put this on. Don't catch a chill, I said, draping my jacket over her shoulders. Isabelle watched our every move. Wow, Mr. and Mrs. Evans are so romantic, someone commented nearby. The words were like needles piercing Isabelle's ears. She glared at Chloe with pure hatred. My phone buzzed with a new message from her. Leo, is it fun putting on a show for everyone? You know you still love me. If you interrupt the wedding and run away with me today, I'll be with you. I couldn't tell if this was another one of her bets or a genuine plea. It didn't matter anymore. Isabelle, I'm done playing your games. The wedding proceeded as planned. When it came time for them to exchange rings, Isabelle turned and looked directly at me. I could read her lips. Take me away. I ignored her, keeping my eyes fixed on Chloe. Isabelle's eyes filled with tears of rage, though the other guests probably assumed she was just overcome with emotion. After the ceremony, Isabelle cornered me on my way back from the restroom. Leo, just tell me you don't love Chloe. Tell me it's all an act for the public. She grabbed my sleeve, and I instantly shook her off. Isabelle, who are you trying to fool with this act now? Are you trying to mess with my head again? Tears streamed down her face, and for once, it didn't look fake. Leo, you love me. I know you do. Let's run away together. We can go abroad. I thought she had lost her mind. I pushed her aside and walked back to my seat. Later, I found out from a friend that Isabelle's marriage to Alex had been arranged by her father. Under constant pressure from Mr. Harrison, the Vance family was facing a financial crisis, and marrying Isabelle to Alex was a desperate attempt to secure a beneficial alliance. But once they were actually together, Alex revealed his true colors. He was no longer the sunny, cheerful athlete, but a controlling man who used his good looks to cheat and party constantly. After he found out Isabelle had contacted me, he had hit her. Isabelle had finally married the man she had chased for so long, but it was far from the happy ending she had imagined. Chloe and I both worked at Harrison Corporation. We supported each other professionally and treated each other with respect at home. Because our marriage was an arrangement, we had maintained a platonic distance. True love is about wanting the best for each other, not about selfish possession. Today, Chloe was at home, not feeling well. Just as I was about to leave work, she sent me a message. Leo, I have some free time tonight. Want to go see a play? On our less busy days, we enjoyed a quiet, cultured life together. I agreed immediately and told her I would pick her up at our apartment complex at 6. As the time approached, I was driving near our home and sent her a text to let her know I was close. I didn't get a reply. I figured she was probably just getting ready and decided to wait downstairs. By 6:15, there was still no word from her. I called her phone. It rang for a long time, and just as I was about to speak, the call was disconnected. A sudden sense of dread washed over me. I raced upstairs and found the apartment empty. The smart lock showed that Chloe had left at a little after 5. Had something happened to her? I called her phone again and again, but every call went unanswered. Just as I was about to call the police, a message came through from Isabelle. Leo, Chloe is with me. You can only choose one of us. My heart leaped into my throat. Isabelle was dangerously possessive. In her mind, even if she didn't want me, no one else was allowed to have me. If she was seeking revenge, Chloe was in terrible danger. I immediately called Isabelle, my forehead slick with cold sweat. Hello? Isabelle, where did you take Chloe? Before I could finish, I heard her manic laughter on the other end. Leo, I'm warning you, don't call the police. I'm at the abandoned building on the city outskirts. I knew the place she meant, a deserted construction project owned by her family's company. I don't know how many red lights I ran as I sped out of the city. When I reached the 15th floor of the derelict building, the scene before me made my blood run cold. Chloe was tied up and dangling from the balcony. The slightest mistake could send her plummeting to her death. Isabelle, are you insane? Get her down from there right now. The rope holding Chloe was frayed and swaying precariously. She was pale with terror. So, you finally came, Leo, Isabelle said, her voice unhinged. Chloe deserves all of this. If she hadn't gotten between us, I would have accepted your 100th proposal. I wouldn't have had to marry that monster Alex. If she hadn't used her family to attack mine, we wouldn't be on the verge of bankruptcy. She grew more agitated with every word, grabbing a nearby wooden plank and striking Chloe with it. The impact made Chloe swing violently, putting more strain on the rope. Isabelle, please, this is too dangerous. Someone could get killed, I pleaded, trying to keep my voice calm, terrified of provoking her further. Just let Chloe down, and we can talk this through. Stop acting, Leo. I already know you, and Chloe's marriage certificate was never official, she sobbed. It was all just to make me angry, wasn't it? Well, it worked. Through her tears, she told me she regretted everything. I let out a tired, sad laugh and met her gaze. Isabelle, it's over between us. I'm in love with Chloe now. It was true. Pushing through the fog of my past, I had realized that my feelings for Chloe were real. That's impossible. It was a fake marriage. You have two choices today, she screamed. 1, you run away with me, we go abroad, and I let Chloe go. Or 2, if you don't choose me, I'll throw her off this building. She inched closer to the rope, and my heart hammered against my ribs. I loved Chloe. I would never agree to Isabelle's terms. Isabelle, ask for anything else, but I will not give up Chloe, I said. I will spend the rest of my life with her. Isabelle began to laugh maniacally, brandishing the plank. You love me. You've always loved me. This which is the one who ruined everything. Say it. Say you love me. Or else. She pulled a box cutter from her bag and started walking toward Chloe. Isabelle, this is between you and me. It has nothing to do with Chloe. I'm begging you, please, please let her go. My desperate pleas had no effect. She began to saw at the rope holding Chloe. At that moment, I wished I was the one tied up there. This was my fault. Chloe was in danger because of me. With a thud, I fell to my knees, begging Isabelle to put down the knife. She just threw her head back and laughed, mocking me for being her eternal doormat. She quickened her pace with the knife. Just as the rope was about to snap, I summoned all my strength and lunged forward, wrapping my arms around Chloe. If we can't be together in life, then we'll be together in death. I have no other regrets. As we fell from the 15th floor, Chloe and I held each other tight. I braced for the impact, but instead of hitting the hard ground, we landed on a large, inflatable cushion. On the way there, I had managed to call the police. They had arrived without alerting Isabelle and, seeing the situation, had set up the safety equipment below. Spared from death, Chloe burst into tears and collapsed into my arms. It's over, Chloe. It's all over, I whispered, holding her close. Up on the balcony, Isabelle watched as we fell together. She crumpled to the ground, catatonic. She was still in a daze when the police led her away. After giving our statements to the police, Chloe and I were taken to the hospital for a full checkup. Once we were cleared with no serious injuries, we returned to the station. Isabelle was already in custody, her mind clearly broken. She admitted that she had seen Chloe by chance near our apartment, and a dark impulse had taken over. Blaming Chloe for her unhappy marriage and her family's downfall, she had decided to kidnap her. The evidence against her was overwhelming. For kidnapping and endangering a life, Isabelle was sentenced to 10 years in prison. Even in prison, she never stopped screaming, "You betrayed me, Leo. Everything that happened to me is your fault and Chloe's." People like Isabelle, so consumed by their own self-importance, are incapable of seeing their own faults. She never loved me. She was just driven by a toxic possessiveness. It was like her favorite puppy had found a new owner, and she couldn't stand it, especially since that new owner was the daughter of the city's wealthiest man. If she had never tried to sabotage our wedding, the chain of events that followed would never have occurred. After learning what had happened to his daughter, Mr. Harrison moved swiftly to ensure the Vance Corporation went bankrupt. When Isabelle is finally released from prison, she and her father will face a mountain of debt. Upon hearing about the kidnapping and her sentence, Alex promptly divorced her, taking a significant portion of what was left of the Vance family's assets, and never visited her once. The kidnapping ordeal transformed the bond between Chloe and me. We finally opened our hearts to each other, confessing our true feelings. Chloe told me she had fallen in love with me the first day she met me, when she rescued me from that car wreck, and I had fallen for the warmth and kindness she brought into my life. After facing death together, we knew nothing could ever tear us apart. We picked a new, auspicious day and went back to the Civil Affairs Bureau. This time, we got our marriage certificates, properly stamped and official. Walking out of the building, holding the hand of the woman I loved, I felt like I was embracing the entire world. The past, with all its pain and humiliation, could finally be laid to rest. From now on, my only job was to love her,